Now, this is the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time!
Hello and welcome back to the Loose Nuts Tight Bolts podcast.
Hi guys. Sorry, I had to do that to look at everyone's face then.
That light is
It's like he's
flashing
had a
now.
stroke.
Talk about-
Everyone's looking at me like, you got to talk?
you want to talk about a stroke?
Yeah.
Your light, your nut, is flashing
Yeah, I
again.
can see it. Yes, my LED light. 2 of the LED lights in the workshop failed today.
Again.
Again.
I think they've been replaced like 50 times.
Yeah, and Benny was even here.
Yeah, what's he going to do?
I seen Benny on a soldering iron just before. Like, if he told me it was raining outside, I'd check.
Shout out to Benny.
I like you, Benny, but fuck, it looked like hard work.
Yeah, not bad for an electrician.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apprentice electrician.
Yeah, apprentice electrician. Anyway, so obviously Andy's here.
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi. And is Andy going to introduce our guest? You teed this up, so
Yeah.
you know what? This is on you, bro.
This is
All right,
all
we have
new.
a special guest, Gemma.
Hello.
Gemma and I used to work together.
We sure did.
Yes.
Gemma stole my job.
Well, Gemma took the job you vacated to come here.
Yes, correct. Yeah, well, but yeah, let's just keep it at that. But it was a lot messier than that.
Yeah.
So messy.
Yes.
From the place that shall name,
Shall
sorry,
not be named.
shall not be named.
AKA Voldemort.
Yeah. sorry, continue.
Alcatraz?
Alcatraz. Azkaban.
See, Alcatraz was cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Did
not
have
really.
some
It was a fucking
Frankie-
prison.
Shawshank?
Not that cool.
Prisons
Yeah,
are cool, though.
Shawshank?
Are they?
Well, see,
Yeah.
these movies that you're bringing up, right? They're fucking good movies.
The
So
Shawshank
you can't
Redemption.
relate something fucking good to
Shutter
something fucking
Island.
shit.
Shutter Island.
That's a freaky movie.
That's what that place is. Shutter Island.
I haven't seen that for ages, but I know the one you're talking
Yeah.
about.
What's the island that Tom Hanks was stuck on in Castaway?
Castaway.
It's sort of like that.
With Wilson.
Yeah. Like you sort of go, I survived a plane crash, but wasn't worth it. Like,
Yeah.
Maybe it's
no.
lost.
Yeah.
Lost.
Oh, fuck
Oh,
that.
yeah.
I don't even, man. That's fucking such a shit
Yeah,
show.
so you,
Oh, did you miss
hate
Did you miss the? They watched it all here. Were you
No.
here?
Oh,
when
no, I would have left.
They watched it all here.
Yeah. Well, Hayden.
Hayden watched it all here.
Hayden forced everyone to watch every episode of that show, and every time I kept saying, "They're all dead, mate. Why do you keep watching? I've ruined the ending for you."
I would have sat in the toilet. I would have
Is that
sat.
the ending? I never got to
Yeah,
the
they're all
ending.
dead.
I would have
that's
sat in the
great.
bathroom
It-
and flushed the toilet
It's like
and found that more
it's like
entertaining.
Afterlife or
I
Purgatory
don't know.
or some shit.
Every time I so I didn't
Yeah,
watch it all the
fucking
time,
lame.
but then when I sat down, I'd be like, "What the fuck's going on now? Where the fuck are we? Why were we just on an island? Now we're fucking in the city." Like,
I feel like they could have done the whole thing in about 45 minutes. Like, they could have fucking...
It should have been a TV movie.
Yeah.
It was days of their lives in a fucking different
That's
genre.
still going.
Yeah, I know.
what Days of Our Lives?
Yeah, it's great. I don't know. I don't watch it. It's still on.
Well, now I don't believe you.
EastEnders, Corrie, they're still on. All the English
Well,
ones.
Gemma, it's been fun having you on.
Home and Away, Neighbours.
I don't know. I don't watch that.
Oh, I think Alf. I think
He
Alf's
draws a
getting
line
murked.
somewhere.
Remember Hato used to love fucking. Was it Home and Away?
Oh, he fucking would sitting down with
It
his
was
mum at
Home
dinner
and
time.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a fucking
Yeah,
shot.
shout out to Hato's mum. Yeah,
Home
no,
and
he used
Away.
to go on about going home to and watch Home and Away.
What's that? Yeah,
That
right.
makes a lot of
I haven't
sense.
heard that.
Flame and fucking what is it?
Oh,
Stone to
Al-
Flame and Crows.
Yeah, Alf Stewart.
Yeah.
Alf Stewart.
You're Alf Stewart.
When I grow up, I want to be. it's like a mixture between him and Paul Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a hybrid.
Yeah, I still reckon they're better looking though.
Would be hard.
Oh, not Paul
I've got a
Hogan.
great head for a podcast. Great head.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great head for
We'll put
radio.
your photo.
Fucking oath.
We really need to do some social media for the podcast. But anyways, we're just talking shit. Like,
Yeah.
you're gonna question your guest?
Yeah,
Like,
I
ask-
organised the guest for the podcast.
you
Yeah.
have the
This is
floor.
your podcast.
No, but I've handed the reins over.
Oh right.
I'm just
okay.
going to sit here.
Yeah, you
okay.
just
Still.
yeah, have a drink.
Well,
Yeah.
I thought it'd be a good idea to have Gemma on the podcast to give a female's perspective into like the operation side of the automotive trade.
I thought you could have done that.
I could, yeah, that's true.
Shots fired.
Yeah,
that was good.
Very early in the podcast. Too.
Yeah.
It's been 4 minutes and 48 seconds.
Oh, don't look at that. It'll go forever if you look at that. Like,
don't.
yeah. Sometimes it can go for I think the other day we were here on our own and we did one for what, an hour? Just over. Just
Oh, it felt like 5.
It felt like 5. It was
It
just
was
us
hard-
two,
it
and
was
we were
hard.
literally
Yeah,
just
it
talking
was a
shit.
bit of a labour of love. for us.
And I was fucked. I was just like,
Was that the Monday one?
Yeah.
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 After a long, like,
After your adventure,
long weekend.
long
yeah.
weekend, yeah.
I went gold hunting.
Didn't find fuck all.
I found gold.
Oh, you found a brass nut.
No,
Must
I
have found
found
heaps
gold.
of
I
stuff in
found
that
two $2 coins.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Loins.
Coins.
Coins.
Coins. Yeah, sorry. Anyways, fuck, we're doing this again. This is what it's like for a female to
Segue.
be in this industry. Sorry.
Oh, no, we've got to keep track of it.
Yes.
Keep you in line. It's insane.
Yeah, that's it.
Trying to keep you all focused and on point.
So I suppose.
It's not going to happen here.
You obviously didn't work with Chris then, because that's nigh impossible.
Yeah, no. He's like, oh, shiny.
Shiny.
He is Dory. He
Yeah,
is
but I was
Dory.
pretty much
Just
like that
kept
as
sort of-
well.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
when you
that's
got that much shit to do, and I know the shit that you had to do, and I know that every day fucking shit changed. Yeah.
So what's your excuse here then?
Having to work next to you.
Oh, not for long. You're
Now
gonna have to
with-
employ me.
Yeah, I know. I don't.
The business does.
it. Put your phone on. Dude, how many podcasts is this? Sort your fucking life
It's
out.
work. It's the Repco Trade Club message
Cool. It's after work hours.
Oh, sweet.
for you.
Right to disconnect.
Yeah,
It'll
you have
also
the right
part.
to
Yeah,
disconnect.
that's it. You have the right to disconnect from your own work.
Yes.
And that was interesting to try and enforce at the place that shall not be named.
Yes, no, I never got that right.
Yeah, that only just came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I never got, no.
Wasn't believed in.
No. Nope, it was not.
Turning the phone off is though, and just been like, righto.
Yeah. No, my phone was going off from 5:30 in the morning to 10:30 at night.
Easy.
Come in tomorrow. Yeah, whatever.
And the counselling sessions I did to make sure that people turned up at the work the next day.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yes, we can relate. We can relate
Well,
well.
I only had like 2 staff members, but it was a constant fucking
Apparently,
back and forward.
the first time that I ever met Andy, I chewed his ass out. But
He did 100%.
Oh, that
Over
would have been
big
a good experience.
Over a big contract that the first place that I worked for the said company lost. I was just a humble mechanic doing said jobs, and Chris is like, "What did you do this job for?" Because it needed it. And he's like, "But it only had it done like 12 months ago." Cool, I didn't work here 12 months ago, and it was fucked when I looked at it. And he's like, "Well, that's not good enough." Rah, 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 rah. Okay, cool, man. And I remember walking
nothing's
downstairs,
changed?
and I was like, "Hato's like Hato," and he's like, "Yeah, like that Chris dude's a fucking dick." And he's like, and he did his whole, "No, he's all right.
No,
he
he
fucking
said
does that for everyone now.
everybody.
It doesn't.
Don't make yourself feel good about it."
No,
He does it for
no,
fucking
no.
everybody.
He does that for fucking everyone.
He'd be like, that off
Everybody.
from that dude was all right. He was just misunderstood.
Yeah, that King John Moon, he's
all,
alright.
all he just wanted to do was go camping. You know?
Yeah,
Like,
that's- all these people kept interrupting his fire.
yeah.
See,
Filthy.
fucking, there is so many shiny shit. Anyways, I'm gonna ask a question, Gemma.
okay, you ask.
How do you find? Well, tell us about your experience in the automotive industry. Now, speak into the mic, but use a big girl voice.
Beware what you wish for.
The boys on the floor were great. They are always very accommodating and wanting to teach me stuff, even if I didn't want to be taught.
So mansplaining
What?
stuff to you. Is that
No,
what you-
okay, I'm just going to interrupt there quickly.
Mansplaining.
Gemma would ask a question and you would start explaining, and about 0.8 of a second into your explanation, you'd look into her eyes and she was fucking gone.
blank.
Yeah, she was just like, I'm over this now. Next
Squirrels!
question. Yeah. Oh, shiny.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck, when can I go have a smoke? When can I
Yeah.
go fucking, oh my God.
Why are you still fucking talking?
No, I think
Is it fucked or not?
Yeah.
I think the automotive industry has such a bad rap, especially when it comes to servicing females. And I know that sounded bad as it came out of my mouth, but you know what I mean. When they walk in the door,
Different.
it's got a bad
look,
rap.
And there is always FPOS cash or couch.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
That's why we got the casting couch there.
yeah, it is very soft.
It is very casting couch.
Yeah.
It is very, very. We had 2 of them,
There was one at the front door before. I was like, whoa.
but if you sit down in that, it's really hard to get up out of.
Yeah, it's like a,
Because you
it's
sort
like
of
a
stick
trap.
to it. No. Sorry.
Be concerned because it's only you and Sarah that sit on it.
No, it's me and Andy now.
Oh, now,
Sarah's vacated to the back seat somewhere.
She's on the other.
Yeah.
She's on the other chair.
Or at the desk when Alex is not here so she can answer the phone, which is great. Love you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Yes.
Yeah, so,
We love your workshop, Mum.
yep. But, yeah, sorry. Anyways, you've interrupted, and now
Okay.
look what's
So,
happened.
Oh no, you just derailed
Alrighty,
us
okay.
once again.
Mm-hmm.
Righto.
And then, yeah, so I think having a female in the industry will only put at ease your customers that are coming in the door. And I think that's such a valuable experience, which I'm sure you can see with Alex and Sarah.
100%. And that's something that wasn't at said place
No.
before I started. And, you know, having Sarah on the desk, like Sarah's been in the mechanical industry for, I'm going to say 27 years because she's coming up. Happy anniversary.
Yes.
For 27th wedding anniversary, and her husband is a mechanic. So
He's not a mechanic. He's like the mechanic.
he's like,
he's an encyclopedia.
yeah.
Yeah.
If we don't know, he will know, or he'll figure it out.
Yeah, the Chad will know. We'll
Yeah,
be able to find out very quickly.
He's one of those people that, you know, they go like, "Oh, I've forgotten more shit than you know." He's not lying. Like he legitimate. If he doesn't know the answer to it, it's because you don't need to.
Yeah.
It's not relevant to
not-
everyday
Yeah.
life. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just one of those. And you can just go, "Hey, Chad," boom, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that," and you go, "Duh," and it's exactly right.
Or, hey, Chad, we're having trouble doing this. Thunk. But anyways, so yes, Sarah has been in the industry for quite some time. So having her on the desk, she understands a lot. She can actually speak to customers on the phone. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, someone will ring up and go, I want to speak to a mechanic.
Oh, all the live long day.
And it does my head in because, you know, one of us will be, I'm going to get bagged out for this, but one of us will be working on a car. And then the next minute, you know, Sarah's like, there's somebody on the phone they want to talk to you. So you pick it up and they go, hey, I just want to book my car in for service. I'm just going to transfer you back to Sarah, mate.
all the time.
Yeah.
Boomer males were the worst.
And
for
that's
it.
what I said to Sarah the other. It happened just the other day, and I was like, the good news is that in about 10 years this won't be a thing because they'll all be dead.
Yeah,
You
well,
know,
that's exactly right.
But it's such a backwards mentality that
I used
Yeah.
to love it when they come in and they'd say, "Oh, can I speak to a manager?"
Hi.
Okay, yeah, hi. Oh no, the manager. That would be me. How can I help you? Oh well, I really just want to know when I can book my car in for service. Okay, I'm sure I can help you with that.
You don't need a manager for that.
Yeah. So
Right, cool, excellent. Well,
it gets difficult for, you know, not just females, but even us trying to speak to a female customer, you know, and because of the fact that there are a lot of places that have done the wrong thing in the past, and mechanics have been named as one of those places that rips people off.
Yep, absolutely.
So, you know, when I try and speak to a female customer, it's like, you know, I explain a lot to them. We all explain a lot to them. They come in here and, you know, if they don't understand what we're talking to, we've now got videos that we can show them.
That's so good.
And show them exactly what to do. If we've got a new customer, we like to try and use those Ventavids, which we're going to start pushing a bit more, especially with Dan coming on.
So photogenic.
You don't have to be on it. They just want to see the car, mate, not you.
Well, you cunt's fucked right there.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Maybe don't say that part.
And then normally what we do when we do those videos is we wait for Hato to go on a test drive.
yeah, because fucking hard work.
Hard work.
Oh, he's hard.
Oh, yeah, in the background.
As soon as you try to do one,
Oh, Chris fixed here, guys.
Yeah, that too.
you can't hear someone looking at you until you try to do one of them, and then you can hear Hato.
Oh, fuck, it's burning, isn't it? It's like,
Oh, yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, so
Yeah, I think having that female perspective in a company can only be beneficial because, as we've spoken about, Andy, we view things differently, we see things differently, we manage things differently.
Yeah.
And, you know, from a HR perspective, when you see someone struggling, a
Oh.
female's more likely to go and ask you what's going on.
can I just say something? We don't have HR here.
But HR,
Gee, you have a massive HR problem. Not really. That's just the name in the chat group.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I've lost my train of thought.
Oh, I did it too. Oh, I'm sorry, my bad.
well done.
Oh. But
Two Dories was never going to be a good thing, by the way. That was never going to
from a HR perspective, you know, yes, having a female on the desk it is Oh, I can't
It's
even. I
not- it's
can't
not
even.
It's not HR. Like a female going into a male industry, it's never going to be HR the same as what you envision HR in a corporate world. It's completely separate because we have to be okay with the workshop banter. If you're going to go into a workshop and think that you're going to stop that as a female, or you're going to be uncomfortable with that, then you're going to have issues. You're the one that has to leave.
Yeah.
Because it's never going to change,
Nope.
and that's okay because you guys are in the hot, you're in the cold, you're dirty, grimy, fixing shit, and
Getting
we're
angry.
getting angry,
Bleeding.
Yeah.
bleeding, concussions,
Yes.
Concussions.
Yeah. Hato.
sore back.
Hato.
Hato. Cup of concrete. Hato.
Hato.
Yeah, no, I don't even think it comes down to like females in the at the front of house thing. I think it's that like, well, females as typically would have like a more I
Inviting.
suppose, inviting, and especially for the female clientele, whatever. But I think it's that too. By every female that the automotive trade employs, just helps break that wall down between like, this is not, you're not supposed to be here. I'm doing inverted commas, but
What are you doing here?
no, you know what
Get
I mean.
out.
Like because there is that. Like I remember the first girl apprentice we had, or that I had, was probably 10 years ago, and we used to get people to go like, oh, there's a girl in the workshop. Like, oh, is she doing like work experience? Or we had a couple of people go like, is she like on parole? Like they didn't
What?
understand. Yeah, they thought it was like a workplace thing, like because she just got out of jail. Like.
That's like
Like,
the worst
no.
thing to do.
And I used to explain to people, like, not only does she want to do it, but unlike the 17-year-old kids that you get to come for an apprenticeship now, she has a point to prove, and
Yeah.
she's going to do this, and she's going to do that. And she ended up being a brilliant mechanic because she had such a point to prove.
Yeah.
I just think with every girl that comes into the trade, I think that point to prove has to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
And that can only be a good thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
You
And
know what I mean?
they're more dexterous as
Yeah.
well,
Oh, yeah.
and
Yeah,
they
but-
think problems through.
problem solving abilities,
It's
which
completely different.
this trade that's a huge part of that.
Absolutely. How do
Right.
you stay?
Oh, if it's not a globe refuse, I'll fucking palm it off.
They
So,
they definitely deserve that same amount of depression as we all have as
throw
well.
that dart. Yeah, oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
Yeah, you want equal rights, you can be just as miserable as I am. There you go. Have that.
100%.
Yeah.
You want equal rights? Yeah, go get that bolt underneath the intake manifold.
Yeah, have
fun.
the same drinking problem I have.
Yes. Pull that EGR off.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But you're exactly right. When you go to a company, and I've even said it to you, when I've had to go and pick up parts at certain places, I'm like, I don't want to go there.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
there's so many places around here, and you go in there, and it's like the rapey street. That's what I used to call it. When you used to go pick up some parts.
I think I know the place.
Coincidentally, I used to love going there.
Is it Wong
They're
Bearing
like-
Shop?
they're like, "He's back."
Yeah.
Industry, whether it be on the tools, in service, whatever the industry is, we've got so many tools in our back pocket that we can use. You guys are in the workshop talking shit. You don't think we can hear. And when we chime in with some piece of gold nugget that's just as smutty as what you guys are talking about, your jaws hit the floor and we just walk off.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
So we're actually like, if you, we're used to that. Like, you know, me and Sarah have this, like, so someone can say something. I don't even have to look at Sarah, and she's just like,
Oh, no.
yeah, no. And then sometimes, you know, Sarah would say something, and I'd just go, we
Where do
can't,
we go?
we cannot make eye contact for
Right
30
now.
minutes, Sarah. Like, let's go.
It was like the other day with that Volkswagen where she like stuck a finger through that sticker, like into that hole. And she's like, I just fingered that. I had to go for a walk through the car park. I had to walk off my thoughts. It's like, I can't be here right now.
See? That's great.
Yeah, I can't do this.
That's where the power
She's like,
is.
where are you going? I can't be here. I can't be near you.
Yeah.
Bye.
But see, like more in the last probably 10 years, I've put a lot of females through their paces in the position that, you know, what you've worked with.
I just looked at Dan. I was like, he's just processing the fuck out of that.
Oh, it's like
Put a lot of females through their paces, did ya?
in the position.
Casting couch.
what position is this?
Okay, so that didn't come out. But,
no, it was. It
okay,
came out
so
perfectly fine. But if you have a dirty
fuck, no
mind,
matter what I say now, you're gonna like. So I trained a few females.
Broke him
See,
in.
he's sitting there.
You broke him in.
Yeah, but
That sounds even worse.
having that female
I
in the
just wear their
workplace,
spirits down.
like, you know, I walk in the morning and I see him at the desk and I just want to turn around and walk back out. You know,
That's fair.
depending on the day, right? Depending on the day, like, you know, if I walk in, he's got a grin on his face. He got some last night. He's in a good
It
mood
depends
today.
if he's got shorts on or long pants. If he's got
Oh,
shorts
if he's
on,
got the short shorts on.
Oh, he wore the shorts. He
there-
wears the
he's
short
there for
shorts.
business.
Fucking hell,
Right.
nothing. Yeah, he's got the short shorts. He wears them into work. So,
Should be a part of your marketing campaign.
have you seen? Did you like the reel that got put up about his, like, you
His
know,
house.
living on site?
I live in a fucking trailer, apparently.
Don't worry, there's another one coming up too.
Is
That's yeah.
Did you get the pictures we put on your phone?
I fucking saw all the pictures, and they're about to go up too.
They're good. That's right, your business.
You can't leave your phone laying around here. You can't give your phone to somebody unlocked. It's, you know.
And that's the problem with these phones. You just pick them up and open the camera.
Yeah.
And
Yes. And
There
that's
were-
I got
there were
pictures of
pants
Andy
around
with his
ankles.
pants down. I got all sorts of stuff on there. I got pictures of Andy behind me and me not knowing until he throws a leg over.
surprise, it's your only. It's your only
But
option.
see, you know, that's
He hired me.
like
He did-
that.
And he knew what he was in for.
I don't know if I actually hired him or if it just sort of.
He just sort of turned up one
It
day.
just sort of
and then
turned
he
up one day
Had
and
a
he-
tailored shirt
And I
on.
did great work.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's what it was. Yep.
That wasn't it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was more about the
was-
pack of the smokes.
It was like a 51%. It was just over pass.
But how many automotive industries have you worked in?
Well, the place that shouldn't be named is the first one.
Yep.
And then I lasted 2 days at another one this week, and I walked
Yeah. Okay.
due to just bad, all round bad.
Yeah.
And I think that's another topic we could talk about is the toxicity in workplaces as well,
Yep.
because it's just rife and people don't have to stay.
No.
This industry is pretty like. There are a lot of workshops that you can go to, and they are just fucking toxic.
Oh yeah.
See,
It seems to be like I get this perception anyway from being in a few workshops over the years that you're just supposed to accept your fate, that's what you do for a job, and it's like a similar to what I imagine working like a factory like style work would be, where you just go to work, it's a production line, you just do your job. You're not supposed to have any interaction with people. You're not supposed to laugh, like stop smiling, stop having fun, sort of shit, and then clock out, and go home. But then be super motivated to come back
Oh,
the next
yeah,
day.
be super pumped to be there
It doesn't work.
And I think
You
that
know?
speaks volumes of a company where people genuinely just don't want to be there.
And it's more often than not, like, you know, I think I've probably worked 9 workshops. Or, sorry, 9 different companies.
in 9 years. Fucking hell.
And I would say 7 of those were fucking toxic.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, there'd only be 2 that weren't.
So-
And one started out really good, and then in the end, like the last couple of years, it become like a proper boys' club. So that sort of ruined it. And then here, every other place has been pretty much started
So is
toxic.
this
and
toxic
ended toxic. No. All jokes aside, this place isn't toxic. And I will name
Not
the
yet,
pla-
anyway.
I will name the place that used to work, the NRMA, who no longer exists.
Yeah, that's true. They don't,
But
do they?
yeah, they used to be a fantastic company to work for.
Yeah, well, so I, along the lines, like I've run ample workshops. Anyways, so that's part of the reason why I started this is because I learnt what to do and what not to do.
absolutely.
And some people never learnt what not to do, you know. I
They don't
was,
give a fuck.
I was told quite a few times, well, no, that's their fucking job. Tell them to fucking do it.
Yep.
You know, what else are they going to do?
Yep.
Well, at the moment, there are so many mechanic jobs out there. I've got so many people ringing me going, like, because, you know, we've only been open here 2.5 years. We've now employed, well, three, like, including myself, 2 mechanics, a third mechanic who's moved on to do his own thing, and now we've got Dan coming on. one of my mates messaged me and said, "How do you find mechanics?" And I said, "Well, it's pretty easy. They've worked with me before. They want to work with me again."
Or
You
the
know?
word is out there that it's a decent place to work
You
for.
treat them right. You know, like, yeah, we're all up on the same pedestal. I just get to go on more excursions than them.
A lot of excursions at Tuggerah.
Yes, yes. But yeah, having that mentality of no, that's your fucking job, just do it, is not going to work.
It's putrid.
And I know that Dan can relate to that as well.
Oh yeah, 100%. I always love it when a boss. This is when I immediately shut off as a human being towards anybody, and they say, "You're just a number." I'm like, "Oh, thanks." Really, I'm just a number. Like
Heads
that's
on
why
sticks.
That's why where I did
Boots
my
on ground.
Yeah, where I did my apprenticeship, your clock in was just a number. So I was like, "Oh, legit, we are just a fucking number to these people." Or like they don't even know your like payroll people just see a clock in number on your payslip and they pay that clock in number. I'm like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
The thing that used to irritate me the most about a few places I've worked, I've run a few places that I've worked over the years,
Yeah.
and they were all the same. They would go, "It's yours to run, yours to do what you want to do with it."
Our way.
Until
Until you do something
until you made a captain's call that was humane and that was decent
Yeah.
to someone that affected their bottom line even significantly.
Yeah.
They would, well, no, that's not the right way. Or you would get into a situation where there was a back and forward to a customer and it would end up getting to higher management and they would go the customer's way. Instead of having your back,
Yeah,
they'd back them.
yeah.
And you go, well, you've now taken all the power away from
Yeah,
me.
you fucked me
So
completely here, yeah.
What am I doing in
And
the
they
role
only
that I'm
know
doing?
part of the story. They haven't even come
100%.
and consulted you,
'Cause-
and that's the worst.
Because the customer's always right. And look, I get that mentality, but most of the time, the customer isn't telling you the whole side of the story.
And in those instances, there is always more that the customer isn't saying.
100%.
Always more,
Oh,
because
yeah.
they want their car is probably at the fuck stage, and they want it fixed on their dime when it had nothing to. It was in the podcast the other day that I listened to. It was the Cincha.
Oh yeah, Cincha.
Cincha.
yeah.
Oh,
we-
that's the best ever since you. Oh, it really? Oh yeah, I did you like web now your motor's blown up? Oh yeah. It
And
sounds
that
like
was
something we
that
did.
was with the old mate today, with the Merc, where he was really pleased with what we'd done to his car and
Yeah.
how cheap it was. That car has now had 3 coolant leaks in 6 months, but he was so he understands that that's the car.
Yeah.
he was
99.9% of the population believe that that's my fault, that I've done something wrong, and that I shouldn't have to pay for that as a consumer. Well, no, that's not how it works. You know.
Yeah.
You fix
And
one
that's
water
what I
leak,
said,
they
and he
travel
was,
down.
He was so happy with what we'd done, and I said to him, mate, we're so happy that to have you as a customer that is understanding of that.
Oh,
I
100%.
said because the vast majority aren't, you know, and it's one of those. But yeah, that's probably my.
That was
biggest-
one lesson that you did teach me, and I did remember.
Yeah.
Was the cooling system under pressure?
Yeah,
and
pressure.
and
it's
we had a
the weak-
Skoda
the
come in.
weakest link.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it'll
then the
go to
next
the next
weakest
one.
link, and the next week down the line. Absolutely. And
See,
yeah,
ideally,
and it was a Skoda.
if a
It was
car
a
comes
Skoda.
in and has a hole in a hose or something, a split hose or something, technically you should replace
Every
every
hose.
single hose because they're all the same age, right? But you try telling a customer that, okay, so you've got a $100 hose here that's leaking, but really we should spend $700 on all your hoses, plus labour, plus cool and all that sort of
Plus,
shit.
plus new clamps.
Consumables, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's going to cost you about $1,500 all up.
Yeah.
And they're going to go, oh no, just fix that one. Okay, no worries. That's when we put a disclaimer on the bottom of the invoice and say, okay, although we have done our best to fix the current water leak, be understanding that this is going to happen.
Plugs and coils are the perfect example of that. You go, well, right, okay, so there's 4 coils and 4 plugs. One's fucked. We're going to do a set of spark plugs
And a set of
one
coils.
coil at this much, but when the other 3 coils go, we're still going to charge you X amount of labour, and we're going to do a set of plugs again each time.
Yeah.
You're going to pay 4 times the amount.
Yeah,
What do you wanna
exactly.
do?
Exactly.
know?
You give the customer the option, then if they don't want to do it, that's when you just
And
write
that's
it all-
fine. Yeah,
all down.
and that's where I'm not here, and I always tell people, almost daily. I get paid the same whether I do this job on your car or I don't.
Preferably if you do more.
It doesn't affect me.
Yeah, 100%.
This is for you.
Yeah, I don't get anything out of selling these components
I'm
to
not
you.
I'm not on a like
Per job.
Yeah.
Yeah,
not on a
So,
commission.
Commission.
Yeah.
I get paid to tell you what's wrong with your car and advise you on the best way to fix it.
100%.
Yeah, so and that's one thing that I've always said. We've touched base on this before. I've spoken about it with Sarah, because obviously Sarah been in the industry for so long. She's been taught all these different ways, but I like to do it a certain way. Like I like the phone call with saying, okay, you need this, and this done to your car. It's going to cost this much. One price.
Yeah.
Price. Don't break it down. And then also we're not ringing the customer to make sales just to boost our income.
No.
We're ringing the customer to tell them what their car needs.
100%.
They don't know what their car needs. They're not mechanics. That's why
Yeah.
they bring it to us. So at the end of the day, if you don't have that trust in that customer as well, and like you've seen it when you're on the desk, they come in, you explain to them what we're going to do, you're a new customer, what we're going to do, how we're going to do it, and then giving them that call during the day, being able to show them photos, videos, explanation videos, all that sort of stuff, that gains their trust. And that's what we've all been about here for the last 2.5 years.
Well, it's explain and verify because they don't know.
Yeah.
You've got to give them just the right amount of knowledge and information for them to make an informed decision. If you start getting too technical, you lose them. So it's that balancing act.
Yeah, and even if the customer comes in and, you're trying to sell them something, or not sell them something, you're trying to tell them what they need, and then all of a sudden you can hear it in their voice that they're a little bit skeptical. So I always say to the boys, just keep those parts that we're taking out just so we can show to the customer.
Yeah.
And Andy does that all the time. Hato
Take
does that.
photos. But even down to I'm sure she doesn't listen, but Hilda. Shout out to Hilda.
Shout out to Hilda.
With a Maxima, she'd had 2 sets of rocker covers done on her Nissan Maxima in a couple of thousand Ks.
Oh, it was
The
ridiculous.
first workshop yelled at her and was like, no, it's not our problem. The second workshop said, oh, we can look at it in 2 or 3 months. Thing was hemorrhaging oil. So I was like, right, we can do them again. This is what it's going to cost. I think you should take it back to where you got it from. She goes, I don't trust that. She goes, just want to get it fixed.
Yeah.
She's late 80s. Her husband's, I'm going to say older. He's not well health-wise.
Older than Hilda.
They just wanted...
Sorry.
They just wanted it fixed, right? So fixed it, ran into a few hurdles, but kept him in the loop every step of the way, and then did it today, got it fixed. There was another oil leak. Turned out to be quite a simple fix. Just fixed it for him. She didn't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
We didn't go into any more detail. We didn't charge her anymore. We just said, look, bring it back in a couple of weeks. Let's check if it's leaking anymore.
Yeah.
She's going to bring that car back to us now until
For life.
the end
Yeah.
of time.
100%.
Yeah, but she didn't need, it took half an hour extra out of our day to make sure that wasn't leaking. I put it up and made a mess everywhere in the workshop, degreasing it, and checked it was still leaking from somewhere else. So then fixed that leak, not leaking anymore, job done. But she was so stressed about it that they weren't sleeping properly and
Oh,
stuff
bless.
like. They just, the old couple, they needed their car back in their
Get
life.
their doctor's appointments and shit.
Exactly.
100%.
So let's just get it back to them. Let's not worry about that. Let's just get it back in a couple of weeks, triage it, make sure everything's okay, and then they can sleep happy now.
And that's it, because a customer will know that you value their car. It's normally
it's
people's-
building that rapport with them. It's
Yeah.
building that customer base, that friendship, taking the time out to talk to them about their day. Because most of the time, especially when they come in, unless it's a routine service, they're having a shit day.
Yeah. They don't
Their
want to
car's
be here.
broken. Yeah, and they know that we're about to take some money off them.
They don't want to spend the money
No.
on it. Fuck no.
No, so it's about building that trust and rapport with them.
100%.
It's not a
100%.
production line. It's
No.
not
No.
get your next one in, get your next one in. How many have we got in?
No, and
Yeah, yeah.
there are some cars that yes, you can, you do the jobs on the cars that need doing, and you do make money out of them because it's efficient work that gets done quickly and the customer needs it. Everyone wins.
Yep.
Yeah.
But there are other jobs like that where, you can just spend that little bit extra time. It's done properly. It's
Well,
done.
let's talk about that Triton that we had in today.
Yeah.
So Triton came in today. Customer has been here before, brought a car to us, and the engine was literally about to fall out.
the most unlucky man on the
Yeah,
face
so
of the
he's bought another four-wheel drive, a Mitsubishi Triton. The car came in, Andy went over it. He asked for a basic service and a check over, so Andy did the basic service, checked it over, and basically turned around and said, listen, we can go ahead and fix this, or what we recommend doing is either trading it in or selling it on because there's $7,500 worth of work required for this car.
He paid $2,000 for it.
He paid $2,000 for it, so...
Oh, well.
Yeah, well,
that's what you get.
that makes sense.
A four-wheel drive car in this market, $2,000, you're going to get a bucket.
And
Yeah.
that's what I said to him. So I said, now you've had two cars that are like this. I said, the next car that you
Bring it-
buy,
bring it into us
I said-
before
I
you
said,
exchange
"Then,
money."
mate, we will fit you in on the day. All right, ring us up, get it in here. We'll have a look at it. We'll say yay or nay, and then go from there.
Yeah.
You know.
But we're
Like,
also
we could have easily today, like, this is about gaining the trust and whatnot
Yeah.
we're talking about. We could have easily gone, okay, well, today you need to do this, this, and this, and sold him, $1,000 to $1,500 worth of work, and then come back in 6 months and then going, okay, well, now you need another,
Yeah.
and
It's
kept
still a
doing
pile
that.
of shit.
Yeah, but it's better for us and better for the customer
if you're
to
just honest.
to be honest with them, tell them the truth, tell them what we think, if it was our car, what we'd do.
Yep,
you
and
know?
that's right because you're going to get them in now in his better car
Yeah.
for repeat servicing and repairs,
Exactly.
rather than him going fuck those guys. I'm going
Yeah,
somewhere else.
or going, oh fuck, I can't afford to get this service because last time I got it serviced, it cost me $4,000, and this time.
That was always my thing with the island or Alcatraz or whatever we're calling it.
Voldemort.
That
Voldemort.
there's no point making $1,000 out of someone once
Oh, 100%.
and never seeing them again. If you make $300 10 times over the course of the car's life or whatever, you're ahead.
And you
Yeah.
know where you can see that? You know where you can see that is on those Facebook posts when someone's asking for a mechanic
Yeah.
and the same name or names come up repeatedly because
Yep.
those are the customers that you've built a rapport with and they're coming back with their one or two cars, their kids, their aunts, whatever. They're all coming to those 3 or 4 workshops, let's say, on this end of the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You won't see someone else's name.
And
Yeah.
that's the thing, like when you look at like, I remember having a conversation with someone once about productivity and
Was it a
efficiency
conversation?
and mate, no, it was more of a dictate. It was more of a being like
Getting dictated to.
Yeah, being broken down, but and mentioning the Google reviews and mentioning the same name getting mentioned in those Google reviews, and then being told that that's not what keeps a business running.
Fucking oath it is, sorry.
To me, that is the most backward way of thinking, is that because like Hilda's going to go down to Bowles and tell
she's
at least
there.
half a dozen
Oh,
nanas
yeah.
that to take their Camry down, and we'll do an oil filter on it.
Yeah, get that
No
Andrew
worries
to
at
look
all.
at it.
Yeah,
Get that Andrew. Get that young
yeah,
Andrew to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's fine.
And-
They can give me.
And
they
he
can,
will be known as Andrew.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
and
he
just
will.
And
so,
she called me darling. All she was a tap on the bum away from being a customer for life. That's all I need. I like my little tap on the bum and a cuddle. There's nothing wrong with that.
Your bum getting tapped?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay,
I've
okay,
given
cool, no
custom-
problem.
I've had relationships with customers before.
Oh, I'm
that I
sure you
sit-
have.
That I sit down and have a cup of tea with, and talk about their grandkids.
Of
their
course you
child.
will.
Finish that
relationships.
Yeah, right.
No, it's a relationship between me and the customer.
You just didn't want to do the work. You just
What,
didn't want
is
to do
that-
the oil change.
hold on.
Those-
Let's
those
back up.
actions didn't
Let's back up to what did he say at the start? What was it? Cash.
Cash,
Card,
or
cash, or
couch.
couch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So that's the
Hey,
relationship.
look,
Card, cash, or tea.
Hey, look, half props on the trains. Sign me up. Park real close to the shops. Happy days. No, but but when a customer comes, like I used to have a few at the very last place, automotive place that I worked. I would have about 5 or 6 older couples, both male or female, that would come and sit down, and sometimes they would just come in and get us to check their levels. And
How
check
far
their
did
tyre
that nun
pressures.
come?
Yes.
Sorry?
Yes.
Sorry?
From the other
Sorry?
side of the coast. There was a nun
What?
that used to come from Yamina to the other end of the coast.
You said none come.
She's never done it before.
Sorry.
Set that up
If I-
nicely.
If I was a hope of ever making anyone do it, it'd be to a nun. Yeah, no, she, and because she trusted me.
Yeah.
She trusted me, so therefore that trust then filtered on into the workshop.
So
You
I
know.
want to chuck something out here as well. Like, you know, a lot of workshop owners, they want to be the face of the workshop, right? They want to be, you know, oh, go and see, you know, like go and see Chris at Tailored Automotive. You know what? I'd rather someone say, go and see Andrew at Tailored Automotive. Go and see Dan at Tailored Automotive. You know, go and see Hato.
No,
Speak to Sarah.
You won't be able to speak to him.
Who? To who?
Hato.
No. No. He'll be. Hey.
Unless you're equally as autistic.
And then like, oh fuck! Now you've fucking done it.
No, I know. I was just about to say pretty much what you said. I think the most important thing in having a business in this industry is go down and see Chris and the boys. Go down and see Chris and the team. It's not a one
No.
person
Yeah.
show.
No.
It's you can go down there. It doesn't matter who you go down there. The car will come out the same way.
Yeah.
As a leader
know.
of a company, it's your job to look after the staff. It's not my job to look after the customers
Yeah.
in a leadership role.
Yeah.
That's your team. That's your gig. Like, so
Yeah.
they should know you.
That's what
they
we-
shouldn't have a clue who I
That's
am.
And
that's
that-
what the owner's paying.
And,
Yep.
and
Yeah.
that used to be the hard thing about like it's a hard thing when you're working for a big, even like on a dealership level or whatever, that the bean counters aren't looking at.
They don't care.
That they don't care.
Did you
They
say
just
bean
want
ticklers or bean counters?
bean counters?
Sorry.
Your mind went there. I'm talking about people that sit in comfy chairs in big offices and just look at numbers on screens, right? They're not interested in what's.
Shut down that Excel.
They're not interested in what's coming in and going out.
No,
right?
they don't care.
But you know, like the different, like we used to get when I worked at Toyota when I first started my apprenticeship, we used to get a lady that would come in twice a year to get her clock changed back and forth. She would book in months in advance for when just before daylight savings. So she'd
Come
bring it
in,
on
yeah.
the Saturday morning, and she'd get a clock change for daylight savings. Her car went overdue for service once by 2 kilometres. She got it towed to our dealership because she thought that she would do damage to it by driving it when it was overdue for service, right? But you would sit down, and I, as an apprentice, I got told, like, you know, go and have a conversation with her, go and be her friend, go and, you know, and she didn't have a husband. She lost her husband years ago, and she just lived by herself in Pennant Hills. And
She liked really that young
would be
me.
it would be a social outing for her to come to the mechanic. I'd sit down with her and she'd have a cup of tea, and I'd just sit down and we'd talk
Yeah.
for a little bit, and then go, look, your car's all done, and she'd go, oh, thanks, love, you know, and then off she and that
And he would get his
made
pat on
her
his
feel
butt.
better.
Is that where his
Yeah.
fetish started?
Yeah.
It's just- it's
That's where he
building
get his
that,
bum tap.
yeah, it's building that rapport with people. It's making them
100%.
feel like I think I would hate for my mum or my nan or wherever to go to a mechanic and
Yeah.
go and leave being ripped off. you know?
100%.
Like my parents
Can't-
before they sold their
can't talk about
house. My parents before they sold their house had a water leak in their shower, right? And the plumber come in and he's like, "Oh, yep, I can fix that." He's like, "But," he goes, "you know, all the pipes in your house are old and they need to be replaced."
Oh,
you know,
lovely.
and then Dad's like, "Oh, well, I'm thinking about selling," and he's like, "Oh, well, you should definitely get that done, otherwise it'll fail a pest of building." Cost him $22,000,
Fuck.
right, for a leaking shower that I could have fixed for him.
Yeah.
But no, I didn't want to bother you. You know, I don't want that to happen
Oh,
to someone
Dad.
that I know. Yeah, I dead shit. But I don't.
He's the sweetest old
No,
man.
he's
Stop it.
fucking hard work.
He comes in to get the price beforehand so he can go
Yeah.
get the cash out.
Yeah. I'm the only person on their will, so I can say what I want. But yeah,
Fair enough.
but I don't want anyone I know to be treated like that. So if I can treat someone else's grandma or someone else's mum or someone else's sister like that, or brother or grandpa or whatever, then that's my way of making myself feel better. I can then justify it if something happens to someone I know to be angry about that. If I'm a dick to everyone that comes in the workshop, then I can't then turn around and go, I can't believe that happened to someone.
Yeah,
You know?
like our story we got today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But
Deal.
working in a place where even if you are in a bad mood and you've got to come to work, because we all have to go to work.
Oh, that's what I say to my
But-
kids. I'm like, I don't want to go there for fun, but they pay me.
Yeah, but when you come
Oh,
here,
it's
you
pretty
do,
fun,
you
though.
do
Yeah,
the good job.
they don't need it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they don't need to know
That's
that
it.
part.
Because you're allowed to do that sort of stuff. You're allowed to build the rapport. You're allowed to report back. You're allowed to have a conversation and a healthy conversation.
So one thing I'm working on at the moment is a new advertising campaign for us, which is I was in the car with a customer and I was driving him back home, and he started talking to me and he said, you know, I've been taking my car to so and so, but I don't know who's working on my car. I don't know if it's an apprentice. I don't know if it's a mechanic. All I get to talk to is this person. But you know, and I've now basically saying we're going to start this thing. Talk to your mechanic. So you know, and Sarah does it now. Like you know, people come in and go, hold on a sec, I'll just get Haydo for you because he worked on your car. So Haydo will come over and have a quick chat, or I'll get Andy, or
And that's about as awkward as watching a pork chop in a synagogue too. Just like, fucking Haydo talking to the mechanic.
we love
Shout
you,
out,
Haydo.
love you, mate. we are boys.
Boys are blue.
Boys are blood.
And then yeah, like so that's like it's a little bit contradictive of that. You know,
You do it, I'll break a nail.
oh Jesus. A little bit contradictive of what we said before, where they say, "Can I speak to a mechanic?" Well, no, at the start, no. You know, if you're ringing up to book in, or you've got a question or something, you either book the car in because you know our knowledge isn't free. Like you know,
Exactly.
we have spent thousands of dollars training, thousands of dollars on
On
tools,
tools.
all that sort of stuff. If you want
Thousands
us,
of dollars on beer for getting what we've been fucking taught.
Exactly.
Fucking
And,
hell.
you know, if you want to come in and ask us a question, no worries. Come in and ask us a question. But, you know,
That's
like,
different to the condescending ones that come in and are just dicks.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly.
That's different.
Like if somebody comes into us and you know speaks to Sarah and then says, "Oh, do you mind if I speak to the person who worked on my car?" Not at all. Not at
But
all.
I think the thing that, and I've explained this to Sarah before, and she's like, and she didn't understand. She's like, oh, really? That you get probably not the same amount, but you get a few, right? That big burly bloke will walk in the door generally, right? Older bloke, you know.
Boomer.
Probably post boomers are the worst, right?
I fucking missed that.
And they will go, oh, no, it just needs this. And you're like, well, you know, maybe it don't need that. Maybe it might need something. No, it just needs this. And I've turned around to a few over the years and been like, mate, my toolbox is over there unlocked. If you want to go over there and fix it, have at it.
It's
Go
a
for it.
5-minute job.
Well, that's what I'm here for. Exactly, that's what you're here for. So you can shut up and you can listen to what I have to say, or you can take your car and you can go somewhere else.
Yep.
Right? At the end of the day, I'm only going to take so much of what you're going to dictate to me.
Put it down.
Every problem is different.
Stabby.
Fucking shiny.
Fuck your hard work.
what?
Fuck do you have that for?
If anyone ever wants to work for Chris Taylor, beware. Like, it's a fucking uphill battle.
Shut up. You love it.
It's not bad.
Yeah, like, yeah, I get what you're saying.
You didn't even hear him. You fucking too busy
No,
picking
you
up your...
were-
All right,
Fucking off in
fucking
La La Land.
shut up. All right.
But it's
No, but it is. It's
the
yeah.
same as if a customer comes in and goes, oh, it's only going to take them 5 minutes. Can they just have a quick look?
Yeah.
What I was gonna say.
It's not up to you.
You remember those old school signs that was like, you know, $100 an hour, $150 an hour if you've touched it, 200 bucks an hour. I've got one of them on the front.
You do
counter.
have one, man.
Yeah.
And then underneath it says,
Due to inflation, these prices have gone up.
due to inflation, these prices have raised.
Yeah, it's you don't get. I don't think it happens as often as the whole "I want to speak to a bloke" thing, but it happens often enough that you go like, if you just want to do it yourself, that's fine. There's enough YouTube content and shit out there. You go do it yourself. If you don't, if you want my opinion, shut the fuck up and listen to it. Right? If you don't,
I'm distracted.
I don't care. You can go away.
Sorry.
We're boring you, Chris, are we?
Yeah.
No, I'm just having fun. It's all about fun, right? This is what it was for. Sorry. I'll put it down now. Look, I don't have anything in my hands other than my vape.
I'm just disappointed, really. Like,
Really?
yeah. No, I'm not actually.
No, I didn't
I
think
shouldn't
so.
have expected anything less.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, you had 2 young girls come in today, and they said they were at another workshop, and they were sick of getting spoken.
They felt uncomfortable.
They felt uncomfortable going back there, so they came here.
And we've now, Sarah's quoted up 2 quotes for
Yeah.
them because Mum's car was here for a rego.
Yeah.
We're I don't know if we're working. We've got a third party out there door knocking, which is up and like it's up and down. Sometimes it's good. Anyways, but we're getting our name out there, and whether or not people are buying these things or not, we're actually getting customers out of it. What are you waiting to press?
I was wondering about a car crash sound.
100%.
But it's like with those flyer, with a letterbox drop that you can do, it's 7 times before someone will come in and say, oh, yeah, that's right, Tailored Automotive.
Yeah.
So it's 7 times you have to do an area, 7 times every week.
Well, see, he's out there, and even if he doesn't sell them, he's leaving them a brochure and a magnet.
Yeah.
All right, which the magnets are great. They're straight on people's fridge, you know. And then we're getting people ring up and going, oh, I had this bloke knock on my door the other day. I want to get a service done. Or, did you buy one of the packages? Nah, I didn't buy one, but, you know, I'm happy to come down and try you guys out. Oh, yeah, sweet. Okay, cool. But then we get a lot of people that bought these packages, and honestly, they're saving a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's creating work for us. And like we're not overselling these customers because we know they've got this, and this thing locks them in for 2 years with us. So yeah, it's working. I know you might not like it, but it's working.
It doesn't worry me. But that's where especially with those customers, I like to do a lot of like next service. You need this.
Yep.
Next service, you need this. I like to do that with all customers because you go, well, so next service you're going to be up for this, this, and this.
Well, that's it. And
So when I ring you in 6 months and go, you need this, you don't go, oh, like,
And if
you
a
go, oh, that's
new-
right. You told me last time I need that. Yeah, okay, cool.
If a new customer comes in, right, and we look at the car, and it's got a bit of a list, right, but there's some things that need to be done now, and there's some things that can wait. The things that wait go on that list.
Go on the shit list.
Yeah, go on the, all right, listen, we've found all this. We recommend getting it done next service. You know what? Or your brakes have got 5,000 Ks in them. You know, let's save yourself some money now. Go and get your 5,000 Ks. We're going to do pads and rotors anyway. So the second they start making a noise, you bring it back to us, we replace them.
Yeah.
You know, and customers love that. They go,
Absolutely.
oh, that's great. Or someone might turn around and go, you know what? We've got a busy schedule. Let's just do them now.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're not trying to sell them to them. We're trying to say, hey, you know, let's break this down for you. So
Yeah. Some of the places I've worked like that cold selling thing where you don't ring them and you wait till the end of the day and you're like, oh yeah, your brakes are cooked. You know, you need to book that in and get it redone again. You're just pissing people off.
100%.
They've already, you know, because most cars now are serviced every 12 months, right? And the amount of people that are so fucking busy in their life, they can't take half a day off in 12 months to get their car serviced, unbelievable. But you then have to make another day where they need half a day to get rid of their car to do brakes. They're not happy about that.
Yeah.
So you've got to tell them. You've got to give them the option. Yeah, hey, this is what we found. You don't need to do it. It's not up to me. It's up
Yeah.
to you. Do you want to do it now? Do you want to do it later?
Yep,
We can do both.
100%.
Yeah.
So, have you got any interesting stories you might be able to tell us, Gemma? Obviously, leaving out any.
I think if we're talking about like a toxic and improving the work culture around a company that has multiple locations, and as someone that has come in with no industry knowledge and then no one knew who I was, like
I had
No one.
I had the worst picture painted of you before I met you. That the first 2 or 3 times that you came to our workshop, I avoided you like the plague. I was like, I don't want to borrow this chick. I'm fucking out of it. It was basically sold to me there like, you'll get fucking sacked if you talk to her. Fuck off.
It was more
okay,
the fact that
Jesus.
it was more the
Yeah,
fact
it was-
this
yeah.
bitch took Chris' job.
Well, no, because but plus two, like I'm not very HR friendly, and I got sold that Gemma's job was HR. So I was like, eek, run, like
Go hide in the
abort,
toilet.
abort. Yeah, it couldn't have been further from the fucking truth. It was
Yeah.
it was operational manager.
Yeah.
So not HR.
No.
Even though I did all of that
Had to dabble in. Oh yeah, your job description was about
Oh, you have
50 fucking jobs.
multiple hats.
all the time.
Multiple
Yeah,
hats.
you were a 14 mil spanner short of being a fucking mechanic.
Yeah.
Like you were. That was all you were missing.
Wow, you went 14 mil. You
I
didn't go
thought-
10 mil.
Yeah, 40.
Toyota for life.
Toiletful.
They have 10 mil.
Hey,
They still use 10 mil.
some plug, bro. 14.
Yeah.
Except
okay.
Crusaders 19. So,
Fuck, you are old.
Yeah,
Do you remember that?
Yeah, fucking hell.
Shut up, Moses. Snap
You know,
on.
going back to the toxic culture and no one listening to you when you're coming to them and saying, you've got these issues. Like, we need to get these fixed. And because it was boots on the ground
Heads
or
on sticks.
heads on sticks, and they had been there for quite a number of years, they wanted me to just deal with it. And I turned around and said to him, I have worked in a prison. I have been called a lot worse by a lot more people, and I have never felt so shit. Like,
Yeah, right.
this is atrocious.
Yeah.
You need to get it sorted.
I remember Gemma told me a story. I'm not going to name a name, but a very infamous Australian prisoner in a very bad prison did an obscene thing in an interview with Gemma. And yet she still felt, she used to ring me some days crying over the way that said
Yeah,
workplace
right.
used to do things.
I want to know who this
Yeah,
person was.
that-
you
that's
interviewed,
Talk
you know?
about it after the podcast.
Yeah, that's
but-
off pod.
Yeah, but and that's always stuck out for me.
Fuck, that's
that,
hectic.
That interview, the interaction that she had with that person, and the way that she used to, like we were like each other's counsellors.
Yeah.
Oh, we always say we wouldn't have lasted.
Oh, I would have. I went to Gemma about 18 months before I left said employer, and was like, I want to be a service advisor at this store, and if I don't get that job, I'm fucking gone, right? I was going to take a pay cut going from that job to that job. but
Yeah.
I was like, I just want out of the place that I'm at. She said, well, actually, I've got a manager's job at this store. I was like, I don't want it. And she was like, no, you should do it.
Yeah.
It was a
Just do it.
2-hour conversation standing up outside.
Yeah, I was standing up at the back holding the caravan up, but it was a conversation that, and
I got you around.
yeah,
I turned
you did get me around, and
Because
Yeah.
when
The
I
emotional
left,
damage has been permanent, though.
when I left, you were with me, weren't you?
Yeah.
That's probably.
Yes. I'll answer the question, even though I wasn't fucking there.
oh
yes.
yes, yeah, no, sorry, yeah, no,
Yeah.
he hadn't come back yet.
No,
No, he was still somewhere else.
no, because I clocked out fucking the day I
yeah,
gave
but
him my.
you were on the out.
Yeah, I had my
Yeah,
key. I had the keys for this place.
Yeah, that's what I said when you were going. I was like, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
Put it this way, on my first day, no one was there and no one knew I was starting and no one knew who I was.
That's awesome. That's a great way to start a
That's
job.
unreal. Yeah, like that's yeah.
That's a great way to start a job. How long
Yeah.
did you last?
Well,
2 years.
Andy,
Fuck.
were you here when was I here when you started?
Here,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't it? Didn't I go away? Oh no, that's right. You said
No,
yeah.
you were going away.
Yeah, I was going away. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was here for like a month before you.
I was
went.
like, well, it's like Sarah. So when Sarah started here, it was just me and Hato, and I rang Sarah like a week before we were going away and said, Sarah, I've got an issue. I'm going away,
Hayden can't answer a phone.
and Hayden can't answer the phone. The shop's getting busy. I need somebody on the desk. So she was like, yep, no worries. Came in the next day. I was still here. Started, did a week of training, and then I'm like, see ya. Gone for 2
Yeah, no,
weeks.
so I had, when I left said employer, I'd gone to construction, back to
Yes.
construction for a
Yes,
bit.
civil.
So that's my other thing that I dabble in. And the whole CMFAU thing started and, yeah, ended up.
A what?
where the CMFEU got, like, there was
Union.
a massive thing where the union of the construction industry, like, got investigated. It was a big thing. You should
Yes.
watch the news, right?
Fuck the news.
I don't have time to watch the
Basically,
news.
where like construction companies run by bikies were getting big contracts over other companies that were charging less, but because the bikies had a stronghold on it, they were like, "Well, you should."
You should
our
probably
work.
you should probably take our job. Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like, "Yeah, we should." So I went to work on a Monday morning. They were like, "You can just finish up today." They told me that at 5 o'clock, but anyway, and that's when I spoke to you.
Yeah.
And then you were like, "Oh, well, I got something coming up," and then you're like, "Hado's off in 2 weeks, so you should come in." And then I worked for 2 weeks, and then Hado was off for 2 weeks. No, a week, and then Hado was off for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you stitched me up with a tow bar on my first day, which I haven't done since I was a
Which
first
still
year
hasn't
apprentice.
finished.
Well, they haven't brought it back.
Exactly.
I never.
Not
when
my problem.
When I went on
Luke.
holidays, it was in the December or January, and I was blind drunk in the SeaWorld resort pool ordering like cocktails through the QR code.
Oh,
Like
yes.
this motherfucker
Sorry.
on the phone.
Sorry.
That's it, Gemma. I'm fucking gone. I'm out the door. Nah.
Can't deal with this now.
Nah. Just stay.
yeah.
I'd also gone to get a long neck on a road test. So, yeah, fuck these guys.
That is,
See?
that
and
is
that's
rough.
where he was today when I sent him to the bottle-o.
That is rough. And you got to go get a long neck on a road test.
Oh, it was
It was
bad.
the
Oh,
first
it was
road
a-
test of the day as well.
It was it was.
You know what I
3
hated?
afternoon.
Because I wasn't around anymore. There was no buffer.
Yeah.
I used to cop it all.
Yeah, it was the like. It had built up for a couple of days, and I hadn't spoken to her, and then it was just like, no, I
was
can't,
getting the
I can't
DTs.
not. I was like, she's she's gonna come back, and I'll just be gone.
I would have murdered everybody. There would be this news. Central Coast man has killed everyone at his workplace.
Ivan Milat.
Well, I remember getting in my car and driving down the street, and I was like, the tobacconist or a bottle shop, and I was like, well, I haven't spoken to him in like 3 years, so I'm like, bottle shop.
Bottle shop.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. I went to a bottle shop, got a long neck, and I was like, right, Gemma.
You know that's where the saying "gone postal" comes from. Because
Yeah.
a postal worker went in and shut
Yeah.
up his workplace.
Yeah.
Hey, though.
Nah, he doesn't give off postal worker vibes.
That's why I was friends with a certain long-haired person at a said workshop, because I figured that if he was going to go postal, and he was very likely to, that hopefully he would have shot me first, so I wouldn't have to wait. I wouldn't have to hide in the corner and wait for fucking Ed to come.
Do I know this certain long-haired person?
Yeah, the back of.
Oh, yeah. I got it.
Yeah. Everyone's like, oh, why are you guys mates? And I was like, because it's just fucking easy.
It's safer.
Yeah, it's fucking
Either,
safer.
either he won't kill me or he's going to kill me first.
And like it was really only like you used to stitch me and him up with shit jobs. The rest of them got fucking easy street.
Hey, you want to be at the back of the shop? That's what you get.
I wanted my own hoist.
You got your own hoist now.
Yeah.
I still stitch
I had
you
my
up.
own hoist there too. It took a fucking stitched up.
And then I came in and fixed it, and then it
Yeah.
all went to shit.
Yeah.
It's normal. That happens. Yeah. So
When you
you know.
start getting too good at your job and knowing the business better,
That's red
Yeah.
flags.
Oh,
Okay.
don't know the business better than somebody else knows the business, because that's where.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Having said that, that's not hard to know the business better than the two people we're talking about. Anyway, I have a question. Would you, probably not right now, is probably not the right time to ask it because.
Wow.
of
Yeah. No.
this
Don't
week.
do it here. Don't do it here. Don't ask here.
No. Would you consider
Oh. Oh shit.
a position in the industry again?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I will bail if it's not right.
Yeah.
Which I just did this
Yeah.
week.
Jesus
Shit.
fucking
Excuse
Christ.
me. That wasn't. I wasn't.
I mean, it should have been a red flag as soon as I walked into that joint on my first day that no one knew. And I thought, right, I'm just going to get my keys and I'm going to go for a drive. And I went around to a few workshops. You know what I noticed? Not one sanitary bin. They had female employees and female customers and not one. I should have walked that day.
You know
that
what?
should have been my very first thing. And that
We've
was
had
my
that
first.
conversation a few times.
That was
actually.
my first argument.
See, and this is where females in the industry, because I overlooked all that. I like, yes, at every workshop there were females,
Yep.
but no, there wasn't any of that.
And you know, as
Oh.
do you know, as a
That's
cost
probably
cutting, I got told she'd be too old. She wouldn't have them now.
Oh.
To not have one at one store. And I was like, you can take those words,
I
put
know.
them back in your mouth.
You are a piece of shit, sir.
Do you know how much it is to have one at like 10 locations?
I
12
guarantee I
locations?
know who that person was.
Oh, I know who that sport
Yeah.
person was too.
100.
Yeah.
If ever there was an emoji to come in your mouth, it'd be the 100 right now. I fucking know who that was.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Without even, I could hear his voice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Fuck, that's
fucking hell.
Hectic.
So you'd have another crack.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. It's good that. Good. Like I'll be honest, if anywhere was going to deter you, it would be.
Oh,
That-
and it did. You know how bad I was afterwards.
100%.
It was.
Well, just prepare for world domination.
Yeah, but it's
This complex, it's mine.
it's good.
Could be
Only if
very
you can
close
pa-
to.
Only if you can paint it.
No, I can't paint it.
I know. But-
Yellow stands out.
Yeah, it does, but it's yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. So if
Get
I
to the
win,
point where you have all the units and then just buy the complex.
well,
Sent me a fucking yellow.
Adrian
CHR.
from LMCT Plus is going to call out my number this week.
For what?
Oh no, it's not this week. It's actually
Oh,
on.
the-
It's
the
on.
Block
It's
Island.
on. It's in December. It's not.
What
until
did you?
20
What did you?
The
go in
block.
draw for?
The block resort. Have you seen
Oh,
that?
because he brought all the houses. So
Yeah.
he put it all up as one thing. Did
All
he?
up,
Yeah,
either
yeah,
the
or
block
7
resort
million.
or 8 million cash.
Is it 8 million?
8 million
Yeah, I thought it was
Fuck,
tax-free cash.
He's got fucking some coin, that bloke.
So imagine 8 million tax-free cash.
Oh yeah, that'd get this place brought easy.
100%.
You can just be the landlord and kick
So
him
that's what we're manifesting, guys.
out. 100%.
Yeah, no, I'm all right.
So, and then I've already got the plan. So we've got tyre shop, interior, tint, paint, panel.
Yeah, just get Matty up here.
Oh yeah, fucking oath. Matty will be all in for that.
He can go right down the end though.
No.
Yeah, right down the end.
No.
Why?
Can I just stay
big.
here? I
Yeah.
don't do any of that shit you just said. Can I stay here?
Well, you're a mechanic, so yeah, you don't know how to paint or panel.
I
I've seen you
I
paint
can-
and panel.
I can dent shit
I-
pretty easy
I can't panel. I can paint.
with a roller or like a
No, I
paper.
can, not a fucking room. I can paint a car.
Do you know what would be the job to have?
I-
Is
I-
the guy from Rolls Royce that does the pinstripes. There's only one guy that does the
That would be
pinstripes.
a fucking nerve wracking.
No way!
I drink a
He
lot.
get-
My hands shake.
Yeah, not you.
Yeah.
You get the DTs after
Yeah,
5
I
seconds.
fucking.
Yeah.
Long necks, I'll be mint.
But
Look
he gets flown all the way around the world, first class, just to go and touch up on some pinstripe and Rolls Royces.
See, I seen a thing on Facebook the other day. There's a wrecker in New Zealand that has an old like an 80-something Rolls Royce up on a plinth, right? And he's had like 100 letters from Rolls Royce, like, but you have to take that down.
Well,
You
no,
have to take it
I
down.
don't.
When I was doing roadside for the NRMA, I put a Rolls Royce on a tow truck, and I got a fucking like
Ooh,
one
that's a-
strike. And next time you do it, you're out. For fucking putting a Rolls Royce on a tow truck. They, for the life of the first owner, which this guy was the first owner, they get an enclosed car carrier because you're not to see a Rolls Royce on a tow truck.
I'd kill for a Rolls
It's
Rolls
not.
Royce.
It's not allowed. And this guy
Phantom?
was the
Phantom.
first
Yeah.
owner, and I was like, fuck, I'm not looking at that. Tow it. Towed it, and yeah, the fucking carry on. Holy fuck.
And rightfully deserved.
No, you need
It's
to
a
colour
It was
not a-
my
not a
last car for
Phantom.
the night. It was like 3:30 in the morning. I was like, I've got a sports bar on the cross to be. You can fuck right off. Tow that shit. Fucking bye.
Take your drugs out of the engine and you'll be fine.
But no, it was an old one. It was an old clap one.
Oh, fuck
yeah,
off,
it was
Dan.
like, it was like an old,
Oh,
like, it was an old Silver Shadow. Like,
Oh, you
fuck it
didn't
off.
fuck that.
Yeah, and then a water leak. I was like, I'm not fixing that. I've got like 3 hoses and a battery. I'm not fixing your shit. Tonight. Fuck off.
Z-Hose. Z-Hose fixes everything.
Yeah, I used to have VR Commodore Z hoses, AU Falcon top hose, and I had like some weird bottom hose, but it was so long you could chop it up in either. I can't remember what it was, but like a couple of different hoses, couple of batteries, hose clamps and shit. Then that'd get you out of a little bit of trouble.
Little bit.
A little bit.
If you can't
And
do it,
change
tow
the
truck.
tyre. Otherwise, fuck it off.
But now, that wouldn't get you out of shit.
No, now you'd be like, oh. I wouldn't do roadside now if you pay me. They get good money, but
We get an NRMA ring here now and say, hey, we want to get a car towed to you.
well, when I went back to their workshops, the patrolmen, like every day, they'd ring me and they're like, well, what happened with that car? Like, a blown fuse? They're like, oh. Because
Yeah,
they
you
don't give
fucking
a fuck.
idiot.
I was the youngest patrolman by about 25 years. They're like, you go to this car park for a nap. You go to I was like, I don't need to nap. I can last my whole fucking shift.
There's a one.
Now
Until
I
now.
Now I have a fucking nap.
There's one always parked up around the corner near mine.
There used
He's
to be,
always there. You drive up my street, you'll see him right there,
Just sitting there.
just sitting there all day,
This is the
every
street
day.
where you
So
go
I
for
used
a
to have one
floor.
of my really good mates, Keith. He'd be like, fucking be 80 odd now. He was like in his mid 60s.
Shout out, Keith.
Yeah, Keithy, bad cunt. He used to just fucking park in Hornsby Westfield. He lived at Mount Colah. He'd clock on at home. He was one of the old ones that drove their car home and he'd clock on at home. He'd drive to Hornsby Westfield and the majority of his shift he'd just sleep. He got paid 12 hours a day. He was living the fucking dream.
He's
And,
worked that system.
he would call you so many times. He'd be like, look, Kate, this wheel nut's undone. And you get there wasn't even a jack under. He just couldn't be fucked.
Hey, come here, young
Everyone
bloke.
carried him. He
Work
was so
smart,
good.
not hard.
Yeah, he was so good.
Hey, come here, Andrew. Young Andrew. I can't get
Yeah,
these
you
wheel
go,
nuts
young
undone.
fella.
Young fella,
You go,
come.
righto.
Fucking, what are you doing?
Boom.
Jesus.
Sorry.
I did handbrake turn before I did my apprenticeship, and I won it because that was really hard because they're all a bunch of fucking either young offenders
Yeah.
or fucking idiots.
delinquents.
Yeah,
I
delinquents.
think I sent all of my people to.
You would have. Yeah, you would have. They're all delinquent. The young. Yeah, they're fucking mental.
Handbrake turn's not around anymore.
No,
is
it's
it?
not even. No, it's a churchy thing. It was a bit weird. But if you won it, like it was real hard, you got to go out on the road for a couple of days with a patrolman with the NRMA. And then you got to go work in a motor serve.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that
Which
was.
motor serves you go to?
I went to Cardiff or Katara.
Katara. I managed Katara
Yeah.
You guys doing
for 3 years.
work
I managed
experiences?
Katara.
Always. We've got. So Sarah takes care of that because they come in and they want me to fill out paperwork.
None of them are any good.
That's not the point. The point of work experience is
Yeah, I
to
know.
teach a kid
Yeah, I know.
an in working environment.
But see,
so
you see the chairs that we obviously you can see how many chairs we got around. They just take up one of them
yeah.
for the whole day, and then you ask them to do something, and then they just sort of they don't have. Like when I was an apprentice, you know, if the boss asked me to do something and I wasn't
You were in
fucking
shit.
running to do it, then you know his comment, and I use it now: speed your life up.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll never forget the first day of my apprenticeship. We had to wear overalls as first years. We were segregated from the rest of fucking society. For 12 months, we had to wear overalls, right? And the first day of my
Fuck, that's
apprenticeship,
rough.
the first day of my apprenticeship, my boss came up to me and he goes, "Do you live at home, son?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "You get game tonight. Get your mum to say them fucking pockets shut." And I was a bit chirpy and I was like, "Could I leave me top pocket undone?" And he looked at me steely faced and he goes, "Why the fuck would you do that?" so I could put my smokes in there. And he's like, "Righto." And I come back the next day and I was the only one that had my fucking pocket stayed shut. But then, like, I won as well because it was the dealership I worked
Did
at
you
used to
though?
hire. No, not really. The other two won. So
They no longer
they used to
became-
hire 3 a year, right?
And they used to battle to the death.
The first one, we used to do driveway service. The first one got hit by a car. So he got fucking sacked. Right, fuck him. He's a fucking liability. The second one didn't go to tape.
Fuck.
So
Oh, that's a liability.
I remember going for a road test, and I was 6 months into my apprenticeship. I was driving up Penadol's Road, and I was seeing this apprentice. I can't remember his name. He used to wear green overalls, so they used to call him Myrtle the Turtle. Right? And 6 months into me fucking apprenticeship, up towards Thornley Maggers, I see this fucking apprentice Myrtle wheeling his toolbox up the fucking road. See you, bro. So I won by default. All I had to do was turn up.
Last man standing.
Yeah,
That's not hard, is
Then
it?
we go, "Oh, you must be a good mechanic." I'm not. I just turned up.
You just
here.
did the job.
I'm just a number.
Oh, you're all right. You're a good mechanic.
On old shit.
Hey,
That Mustang runs me.
fix it. Finish
I
it.
did fix it.
Oh, the Mustang.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
the
runs-
Mustang.
it
Yeah, yeah,
runs mint.
yeah. No,
All tuned by ear, by the way. Shout out to myself.
Corvette.
Yeah, fix the brake lines and I'll do the rest.
I got brake lines. They came today.
No, make the other brake lines that were chopped off.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Shout out, Matt. Shit cunt.
Yeah, I've got the parts there.
We'll make them and I'll do
I
the
had a
rest.
car under it for the last couple of days.
make it. I'll do the rest.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. all
Sweet.
right.
As long as I can get it done before I start, that'd be awesome.
Oh, you got the suspension to do when you come back.
Nah, I feel
You
like
need to put the body back on.
No, we're not touching that.
Nah.
No,
I want to drive it out.
you can drive it
It
out
needs a shed skid.
slowly.
What's going on with it?
But it
None
scared
of the body
it
mounts are
scared the shit out of me
tightened
when it
down.
started. Fuck, it's loud.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't know
'cause
why I
it's
was
just-
hanging off the key and I expecting it to start when it did. I was like, it was so fucking loud.
I wasn't here for that. And
Yeah,
where
no,
was
it
where was
it'll wake the fucking dead.
where was the winter video? Where was the video?
Well, it was a lot of carby cleaning down the carby. There's a good chance it was going to catch fire or start.
Fair enough.
I didn't check the timing. I was like, I had it.
Well, yeah.
she'll be mint.
My car will drive me home.
That's will it?
It's a Corolla.
Where is
It will now that he's
Where is
turned
it?
it off.
Front door, yeah, I turned
No,
it
it
It's
ran
got
out of
extra
fuel.
No, I just filled it up.
That's why it was taking so long. You filled it up, went to the bottle
I was
up.
talking to me mum.
You're talking to me, mum.
Yeah.
Fuck, you did take a long time as well.
I ring me mum. No,
Yeah,
it was,
because he stopped in the dam for a scurry.
no, there was a fucking very disgruntled policeman there, and I was like, eek. But he saw me walk out too, where he was parked, and put like a carton and fucking
And a
a 10
10
pack
pack.
in there. Oh, this motherfucker. And I drove past him, and he's like,
Shit.
I'm a good boy.
Not again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all
none of
right.
them are in the front.
At least you didn't drive that purple ute. You would have been
Ah, don't imagine that.
fucking done
Hey,
for sure.
hey, I haven't been pulled over in that ute yet.
Yeah, I'm only the lucky
Have you
one.
heard about our ute?
No.
You need to go back and listen to the podcast about the ute.
There's a special episode dedicated to it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got pulled over in it because I was borrowing it, and they said it was stolen. It was a they repossessed the car on me.
The police stole our car.
And the police stole the car.
They're so smart sometimes.
Where are you going?
In the toilet.
Little boy's room.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Well, so you would get back into the industry.
Oh, yeah, I think it's a great industry to work in.
Yeah.
It's just got to be with the right people.
Yes. 100%.
And I think that's all it boils down to.
Yep.
Because where we all worked, the guys on the ground, there was only a handful that there were issue.
Yeah.
For the most part, it was great. It was everything that was above me.
Yeah.
And that was the hard slog. Because they brought me in to be different. They brought me in because I was not a mechanic. They brought me in because of my leadership skills, because of my knowledge in all things people.
So
And
that's
as soon as that
Your
became
prison
the-
expertise.
as soon as that became apparent that was their problem, they didn't want a bar of it.
Yeah. Oh no,
yeah.
no.
So like because I used to jump from shop to shop and try and do my 50 jobs, as you would know.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, oh shit, you guys are busy. All right, well, I'll get my hands dirty. Rarely, occasionally. But I'll get my hands dirty and jump in and do something, and then I'll have to be somewhere else, but not get what I needed to get done there. So that's when, we need someone who's not a mechanic. Well, I don't think you do. I think you need more mechanics.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like that. See, and this comes back to not knowing, like the customers not knowing who's working on their car. You're paying a first year apprentice to do a service on someone's car, but like
and the
they-
mechanics are too busy to double check everything.
exactly.
And then a wheel goes off.
I honestly think,
Yeah.
I think that business, the big management has a issue there. But I think the biggest issue, and the last role that you were in for that company, I think you would agree with that. The store manager has the biggest, because you're not a store manager like you are in every other store, or every other company where you're just admin, right?
Yep.
You're looking after the day-to-days of the workshop and the customer complaints and whatever. You're still expected to make money.
Be productive.
You're still expected to be quite productive. Mm-hmm. And then if you work at a place that has less than ideal staff, you have to do then the bigger jobs. So you have to do, and my general day-to-day was doing any big job that no one else wanted to do. And I've
Yeah.
always had a thing whatever store I've ever worked at and run, was that I won't ask you to do what I won't do. I'll mop the floor, you can fucking mop the floor.
Yep.
Right? I'll do a timing belt, You can do a fucking timing belt.
You can't
I
expect.
can't bark at you and go, you do that, I'm too fucking good for that.
Yeah.
No, I'll do it, but you can do it as well. And if I'm doing it, I shouldn't be doing it. You should come up to me and go, I'll take over,
100%.
right? But that's the biggest problem, is that you don't have time in your day to be a fully productive mechanic and then do a whole nother person's job. You're not getting two wages. You're
No.
getting one mediocre wage to do two people's fucking jobs and then go, you're shit. You're not doing your job properly. You've either lacked as a mechanic or you've lacked as a manager. Well, I'm sorry, but they're not the same fucking job. They
No.
never have been and they never fucking will be.
Exactly. Yep.
You
Yep. No, I get you.
Absolutely, and that was always my biggest argument with them: is what do you want?
Yeah.
What do you want from that role? I wanted the name changed. I didn't want it to be what it was
But
called.
even when they changed the name to the last name, that still shouldn't be a mechanic.
Oh, absolutely not. And that was the whole point.
The-
I mean,
the-
I recruited so many mechanics, like so many mechanics, and yeah. And I feel bad for them now.
They knew what they were getting
You
into.
traumatized.
Yeah.
I don't think I don't. You hard pressed to run into a mechanic who hasn't worked for that place.
You know, the funny thing is, right, I haven't had to poach. I haven't had to
No.
beg, scream, yell, shout, auction, whatever. You know, Hato, the day I opened the door, Hato was messaging me going, when can I start? Fuck, bro, give me a sec.
Well, we talked from, like, I was here when the day you got the keys.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, we had a look around and we were like, oh, yeah, I want to do this, 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 and this. And I was like, yeah, cool, man. Like, I took the Arvo off work.
Remember how
Shout out
empty
over
it
to my
was?
place.
Remember how empty it was?
Yeah, but remember how we were like, fuck this, like, this is brilliant.
Yeah,
Fuck, there's a weird guy next door
Yeah.
looking in,
yeah.
just going, new people to talk to.
Did a mint wheel on a Prado, but like 2 years and it's still fucking mint. Anyway, I don't get though how you've transitioned from there to here, and it didn't, like, that place somehow didn't break your spirit, like, because that place broke my spirit to the point where I was like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Because at the end of the day, I know that I did the best I possibly could there with what I was given.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
oh,
Yeah.
100%. And I would leave work like that. And again, goes back to that, like, being approachable. Like, I like the mentality of, you know, that, like, the small country town thing, right? Where, like, you go to the baker and, you know, the baker's name is fucking Jerry, you know, or whatever.
Springer.
Like,
Sorry.
You know, I like the fact that people would come in and they would go, oh, hi, Andy. Hi, such and such. Hi, such and such. Or whoever greeted them, they would know them by name and they would know, you know, that they had a couple of grandkids or whatever.
Can I put my hand up?
Yeah.
Did you know all their names?
Yes.
Because they were booked in.
Yeah. No,
See,
but
I get
would-
customers come in here today and they go, hey, Chris. So, a funny story. Yesterday, the Subaru for the shocks, right? She's come in. She's picked up the car. She starts talking to me. She turns around and goes, oh, I've got Oscar's birthday tomorrow. Oh, you haven't met the kids, have you? And I'm like,
Who the fuck are you?
no. I'm like, honestly, I'm like, no. And she goes, yeah, oh, I haven't seen Alex for so long. And I'm like, okay, so you're one of Alex's friends. I've got this. And then I'm like, oh, she's inside. And she's like, where? And I'm like, behind the desk. And she's like, no, I just spoke to Sarah. And I said, no, behind the desk.
Behind the
No,
hive.
so anyways, I came in and I'm like, oh, look, there she is.
Does that
And
go back to what Alex was doing earlier?
no. And then anyways, and then
Shout out, Alex.
she was El Jefe.
El Jefe.
El Jefe.
And then she was like, oh my God, I haven't seen you in so long. And I'm thinking,
Who the fuck are you?
who the fuck are you? And like, she obviously knows me. She's met me. She's spoken to me. And I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't
You know
who
what? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know who you are.
I still can't remember her name.
I don't forget people. I don't forget names. I can recall names of people and stuff of cases that I worked on, 15
I
years
suppose
ago.
that's a benefit of that job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's key phrases that I need. So there's like, like I might not recognise them, or I'll recognise them, but I might not know their car or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, you know, ever since you did the tail light, it's been brilliant, and you're like, right, that car. Or something has to click, but I'll see them, and I'll go, I remember you, I don't remember your car, or I remember your car, but I don't remember you, and something crosses it over. So I'm sort of halfway between you guys.
So when I used to work for the Justice, I was looking for bridesmaids dresses for my wedding, and we went into this shop, and this woman was like, I know you. Where do I know you from? I'm like, oh, no, you're not familiar to me. She was fucking familiar, but I wasn't going to. And I had to pull her aside to say, yeah, I was the one that signed your kid out of bail because he was in prison. So, no, you don't know me. I'm not familiar.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, fuck. I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah. My bad.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Next question.
But yeah, it's that, like, I like that sort of small town like mentality. I think it then brings to a workshop, like what you were saying, that like you know the mechanic that's worked on your car. You know the person, like Chris works on my car. So I know Chris.
It's a funny story.
No.
So I'm bagging myself out there.
Yeah, no. Yeah. It is a funny story. You worked on their car.
Hey, it was just me and Hato yesterday, and I touched shit. I did shit. And I
work.
did shit this morning before anyone got here.
It's funny how no one ever sees this shit you do.
I know,
It's all
but-
before
I
hours.
had to get a hose clamp off that Mercedes because he couldn't do it.
No, it's not. I couldn't do it. The phone kept fucking ringing, and Sarah wasn't here.
So he couldn't do it.
Hato could answer it.
Yeah, right.
Ah, you're funny.
No, he couldn't.
Yeah.
He doesn't know how to pick up the phone.
He knows that it's ringing.
He'll
'cause
be
go,
sitting there
"The phone's
going-"
ringing," and then walk past it.
Phone. No, he'll be sitting at the desk, and he'll be like, "The phone's ringing."
What?
All right, I'll get it. So, and then it's funny because I'll be sitting at my desk, and the phone will ring, and then I'll be looking at the phone, and I'll be looking at Sarah, and I'm like, she's not doing anything. I'm not answering it. And Sarah's got it. Yep, Sarah's got it. Yep, sweet.
She's doing the exact same
I
thing.
can't handle it ring. I'm like, fuck, I'll answer it. Hello.
Got to fix that portable.
Yes.
All right. Well, what else we got to talk about?
I want to talk about your time in the Justice.
Wow,
That'd be-
there we
I
go
don't-
on Justice.
I don't know.
Justice.
That'd be interesting. But what did you do there in the prison?
League.
I was. So how I got into it's a funny story. I was with my ex, and we were driving up the highway going into into Penrith up past St Mary's, and there was a trailer with an A-frame sign at the
Yeah.
back looking for youth workers, and I was like, I was a nurse,
Yeah.
and I was like, I'm bored. I don't want to keep doing this.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to apply for that. I was 20 years old, and I was locking up kids that were twice the size of me, and they were 18 years old.
Yeah,
and
right.
after 4 weeks of training, I had keys and a radio. My very first shift.
So you were youth correctional.
Yeah,
work.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
did.
right.
I worked on the inside for about 7 years, and then I worked on the outside for another
Far
7.
out. That's
as
crazy.
A probation parole officer, and then an officer for the courts, and writing all the sentencing reports for kids.
Yeah.
Because you have to consider all of their mitigating circumstances
That
when
would
you
have been
sentence.
a very emotional job.
Yes and no.
suppose
There
it-
were cases where you were like, oh god, this really sucks. This
Yeah.
this whole situation just sucks.
Yeah.
And then there were some that you were just like,
You're a repeat offender. Get it through
and
your
we
head.
we called them Teflon because nothing
Yeah.
stuck.
Yeah.
We call somebody else Teflon too.
That's for a whole
very
different reason.
Yeah.
Nothing stuck. Like it's yeah. So like my very first shift there, I was on a thing called work party, and you have a bunch of, let's say 8 or so detainees, and they're the trusted ones.
Yeah.
To do work party, and there was a drinks container. Now when you're like at that level, you only have one key, and it only does internal locks. It doesn't do anything fancy, but it did the lock to this drinks container, which was all metal, and it had a metal bar in it and had a padlock on it. Well, I'm locked in a room with these 8 detainees that have got a high pressure hot hose where they're cleaning the floors, and I put my key in and snap. So I'm now locked in this room with 8 detainees. My first shift.
That's head noise.
that's,
Yeah.
And there was a glass wall, and there was 2 unit managers who I had never met.
Help.
I'm like, tapping on the window because I didn't want to get on the radio and like admit this shit situation that I've got myself into on my first day. And like they saw me and I like held it up and they were like, I was like,
Fuck's sakes.
can we get in here before they notice that I'm like
Yeah.
sort of isolated? It all worked out fine. It's all fine. It's fine. It's fine. Fine. Like when I got with my husband now, like he obviously always hated me working there.
Yeah.
My stepdad was worse. He never enjoyed me working there. Didn't even want to hear stories or
Yeah.
anything.
Well, it could be pretty scary.
It was not ideal. I remember one time there was an incident and I did get hurt by a detainee,
Oh, right.
like, by a prisoner. And I was dragged out the front and I had a smoke put in my mouth. And I just remember arguing. His name was Ken. Rest in peace, Ken. He was time and attendance Ken. And he was like, you got to call Colin. And I'm like, I'm not fucking calling him. You call him. He's like, Gemma, I can't call him and tell him this has happened. You need to call him. I'm like, I'm not fucking calling him. You call him. I'm not admitting this shit's gone down. He's like, you have to call. I'm not. We stood there for ages arguing
Yeah,
over who
right.
was going to ring Colin because I had to go to the hospital. Like, I had an ice pack on my face. I'm like, I'm not fucking going. Not calling. Just, can we go? I'll drive home later. It'll be fine. No, I had to call him. I called him and I'm like, I'm fine,
But
but you need to come get me. Shit's gone down. We're good. We're good. We're
That's
good.
crazy.
We're good. We're good.
yeah, that's
So
no.
it's not quite like the Chris Dilly sketch.
No. No.
That's fucking hilarious.
But it was a great time. Like the teams that it was a different time when I was there, you know. But it was a great work environment. And I look back and I think, how the fuck did I do it when I was so young? Like I was 20 and I started.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, I mean it was awesome. And it was a really big awakening. Like I grew up in the Sutherland Shire. Like my multicultural experience.
That's right.
The
You're
Shire.
actually so small world.
The
She
Shire.
actually knows my sister-in-law.
Yeah, we went to school together
Yeah.
in the same year. Not only like
The Shire.
Yeah, my
Shire.
brother still lives in the Shire.
the Shire.
Yeah, and they don't go over the fucking bridge. Like, that's
Well, they,
Oh, you can't. There's two. There's
That's
two
an
bridges.
excursion.
You got Tarrant Point and Tom Ugly's bridge.
Yeah,
you can't go,
Tom Ugly's
Yeah.
is an excursion.
Yeah, you can't get over that. You need a passport sign.
Oh
man.
yeah, exactly. Oh no, it's a thing. Like they live in the Shire.
Yeah, it's just like
and
just
the
like when you live
world
on the
is
northern
the
beaches.
Shire, and that's it.
I don't think my brother ever listens to this, but yeah, like
It's the same. It is the same as the northern beaches.
Exactly, you don't go over the
You're,
speed bridge.
like you're either from Newport or you don't exist.
Oh,
Yeah. So where
it's fucked up.
where
Yeah,
we went
it's-
to school was
it's
right
gross.
next to the reactor, like at Lucas Heights.
that fucking explains heaps.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mel.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Hey Mel.
I've only ever been.
She won't listen to this either.
I've only been down there for Toyota training with the Toyota facility.
Oh yeah,
Was conveniently right on the water.
yeah.
Yeah, good place for it.
Yeah, it was always fun when someone called in a bomb threat and we were right next to the nuclear reactor.
Oh yeah.
Or when the 94's fires came through and like Bangor and Menai were alight and we were all just let out of school. Like we
Yeah.
just all like were like, fuck, well, let's walk home. And like finally got in contact with my dad and he was like, look to the other side. And I was like, because we were right on the peninsula where we lived and
Oh, you're
all that
right
was
out.
between us was a valley and the reactor, like was on the other side. And I was like, well, fuck, it's coming down the hill. And he was like, I'll be there in a minute. The whole place was locked down. I don't know how we got there to this day. Like, because where they were, they built a one-way road where you could only get a bus through. They built up a middle curb so cars couldn't get through. It was too high. It could only like do bus roads. And he got through. And we all got out. But the reactor, drunken nights on the school oval and deciding whether the state police or the federal police was the way to
I've
go.
heard some reactor stories. I sit there just thinking it's funny that working in a prison system, in a lot of instances, is better than working in a toxic automotive industry.
Absolutely,
Like,
it was.
and-
Yeah, with youth criminals
but
that
that's
could
something.
fucking seriously fuck you up.
Open some
but,
eyes
but that's
Yeah.
something on us that has to change.
on us.
No, it's not on us, but it's on all of us. Like anyone that's listening to this that's a mechanic or it's in the mechanical industry or whatever, that's on all of us. Like it's literally better to work in a prison with prisoners. that
Yeah,
have
but
done
I mean, that's
it's not.
horrible
It's
things.
about who you work for.
Oh,
Yes,
and,
but
yeah,
the culture.
the culture, yeah.
The culture is better than, let's say, you go and work for prisons.
Yeah, because you actually have to be a
Corrections,
team
New
in
South
there.
Wales.
You have to be a
Yeah, you're a team.
You have
whereas,
to be a team. You're
but-
forced into being a team.
But how is it better being a team in corrections than being a team in any other
Well,
any other
I'm
industry?
just
Like,
going to
how
put
is
out.
that not-
I'm going to put out my thing. Like, you have to be a team in corrections because if you're not, shit's getting fucked
You're
up.
getting a sock with batteries in
Yeah,
your
oh
head.
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Sock with
But-
batteries.
but you
Fucking
need-
hell.
But yeah,
It's an
you-
interesting one.
Well, that's all prisoners have is time to think of things.
Oh.
So
But
you're
you
you've
adult
got
as well?
you've got a million and one other things to do in your life, but all they've got to do is how to think how they're going to fuck your day up.
I swear that's what he does.
But I mean, I
Wow.
remember
Just come to work and fix his car.
one of the first times I went down to a workshop, and I hadn't
Hit
even
with a
got
sock of batteries.
my bags down or introduced myself.
Shit,
And
mate.
I was stood over. He was on a step. He stood over me and screamed and yelled at me that I'm just a stupid girl and what the fuck would I know? I'm never going to listen to you. You're not the boss. You can fuck off.
Wow.
I feel like I know what possible store that may have been.
Yeah.
Place so
Yeah.
nice they named it twice.
Yes.
Ooh.
There's a shopping centre near there.
Sorry.
No, I know. I know. exactly
I
what
didn't
story.
say anything.
And
No,
nothing
I-
was done about that. Nothing.
Of course not.
And it was, and as I said, hindsight is a magical thing.
Well, the fact that that same person who we all know you're talking about can go to the, let's call him the big boss of the company, and like bark him out of the shop, going, "Get the fuck out of my workshop," and still have a job, beggars belief. Like how? Like,
Yeah, he's got some pictures
how
somewhere.
can you? 100% he does. 100% he does.
And as if I wouldn't turn up with receipts, like I was HR, I was going to turn up with receipts. I've got a diary. Like, and if anybody's listening out there and you're in a toxic environment, make sure you keep a diary. Write down everything. Yeah, get it out, boys. Get it out. Right. And it doesn't have to be every day. It
Very
just has
empty
to
diary.
I can't spell, but
be. Yeah, that's one. And
Oh, is that literally one?
it doesn't have to be, verbatim. It just has to be. Oh, it took you long enough.
Oh, you've got them all there.
Oh, I've got
And
I can't wait to see mine.
I've got
I
heaps.
can't wait to see
There's
it.
a file. This big. Andrew.
He's a fucking bully. Yep.
I was trying to give some sound saged advice there, you
No,
two
go
fucking
righto,
squirrels.
Go on.
Making sure that you've got that evidence, because if it's not proven to be a persistent and consistent behaviour, then you're never going to get anywhere if you want to take it further.
Yeah.
You have to have the evidence of it being a repeat behaviour.
Yeah.
That's to do with bullying and harassment. If it's anything sexual, then it only has to be one time and the person only has to perceive it as inappropriate.
Yeah, okay.
So your intentions could be just well-mannered, but if one person perceives that it's wrong, that's when it changes.
Maybe that's why I've never been allowed in HR things. Like,
Because you're short to too short.
that's fair.
wears short
That's fair. The good news is nothing will fall out of them.
Apart from your
'Cause that-
keys,
'cause-
when we
'cause-
had to go and
'cause
find
that's
them.
very short.
Apart
Yeah,
from your
oh,
keys.
yeah.
That was fucked.
Remember that? I had to go to a customer's house to get my keys.
We
out
had
of
no,
their
we had
car.
to ring a whole day's worth of
Yeah, we had to
customers.
ring a whole customer, like a whole customer base for a car.
Just leave them in your lunch bag.
Yeah, because my keys fell out of a customer's
There's
car.
nothing worse than your phone
And
falls out.
it was a cheeky rego that like stuck in.
But it was a
Yeah,
fleet.
yeah, no worries, mate.
You
we'll
were
sort
so
that out
lucky
for
because
you.
it was a fleet car that could have gone anywhere.
Yeah, and it ended up like
Better.
2 minutes down the road from where we were. But yeah, that was a shit day.
You were so filthy.
Oh, I was fucking hell. I was on a dry throat. I had fucking no beer. I was fucking howling.
He would have found out about the afternoon as well.
Sorry, I'm just
Yeah,
going.
it was.
What do you
We
got?
were leaving.
What do you
Oh,
got?
I've got heaps.
What do you
of-
got on Andy? Go on, give us.
No,
tell
no,
us
no.
a
I
fucking
think
story.
I burn all that stuff because I
Yeah,
don't
no,
want to read
fair
it
call.
again. So,
Yeah.
no, I've got
Fucking rode him up about a coaster bus he did a clutch on. Fuck off.
I've got heaps of stuff.
All right.
Yeah,
I reckon it's
sorry.
about time.
Yeah,
Alright,
let's
sounds
call
good.
it.
Let's call it.
Fuck it.
Thanks for so much coming on and
You're more than
sharing your
welcome.
stories.
I just, you know.
All right. Have a good weekend, guys.
Oh, yeah, all right. See you
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Like, follow, subscribe.